Hi ho everyone, this is the Gringo Scott here today, and today we're talking about the classic movie that was based on a book by Stephen King called The Body. In this case, it's called Stand By Me. This movie was directed by Rob Reiner. Where does the thesis appear in the film, plus Wil Wheaton's life? So there is a scene in the movie where Wil Wheaton's character Gordy is sitting at the fire and having flashbacks of his brother that recently died, and just the family interactions was with his brother, father, his mother, and him. And they're at the dinner table. I assume it's the dinner table. And father's bragging about how good Denny is at football because he's like a superstar football player, going to go places. You know, and the father loves the attention. You know, he's really made his son like this trophy idea, like he's awesome. Now Denny's cool. Denny's really nice to Gordy and cares about him and stuff. So Denny's not really the problem. And Denny loves football, so I don't know if he loves his father treat him like that, or doesn't notice because it's the same in line with what he likes anyways. Gordy certainly does. Gordy, after Denny's death, is extra expected to be in the sport. And the dad's like, I wish you had died instead of him, blah, blah, blah. You're worthless. So he had like stereotyped his other son, Gordy, Wil Wheaton's character, as a loser that's not football, not good. Even though Gordy was good at writing and really talented writer, he doesn't give a crud. He's like, dude, you're not into football. You're not good at football. My other son was. He's dead. Why don't you die instead? Really harsh. Denny being a star football player is all he cared about. He loved the attention. The whole town loved Denny. How's Denny doing? All right, good job. Denny gonna win this time? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm the best.
I made him that good.
You look like your brother, Denny. People ever tell you that?
Sometimes.
I remember the year it was all conference. Quarterback.
You know, a super sports dad. And this is where, you know, this thing where his dad will not, Gordy's dad will not see that his son's something else besides football, or not football, because he wants him to be football. This is where Wil Wheaton always says he really related with the character Gordy. I don't know if you guys know this, but many times in many podcasts, Wil Wheaton has said that he had stage parents. So they just wanted him. They saw him as a moneymaker, a tool for their own ambitions and their own self-esteem and to brag about. Like, I have a son that's an actor and he's rather successful. He just got a job on Star Trek Generations as his little Weasel Weasley. The reality, dude never wanted to act. He keeps saying it. He's not like, oh, it was fun acting some. No, he did not want to act. And his parents made him do it. He said they didn't even feel like they knew it was him. He felt invisible, just like Gordy. It's like, you see me as an actor and that's what you see me, and if I try to go against that, you fight tooth and nail against it and make me do it anyways.
Important context, I think, is that I didn't want to be an actor when I was a kid. My parents forced me to do it. My mother made me do it. My mother coached me to go into her agency and tell the children's agent, I want to do what mommy does.
Gordy's dad in the movie was very black and white. If you're not a football player star, then you're crappy. Wil Wheaton said this felt very similar to his own life.
Gordy's experience very much reflected my experience. We're both invisible in our homes. We both have a brother who is the golden child.
Brings up my thesis, guys. Wil Wheaton's childhood shows how harmful it is when parents treat kids like objects instead of people.
The real life message.
Look, I'm not going to be all like, oh, a kid should be able to do whatever they want and be free, and they should never learn the concept of obligation, discipline, consistency, and having to do things like obligations that you don't really want to do, but you do them because it's best for society. You know, it's not about me. Although I grew up, I think, from that. The boomer generation was very much preaching that, I think, on a large scale. But, you know, and then of course I got that too. Individuality, that's the most important. Is it though? It is at this moment, but it may not be later. And I don't think it's necessarily healthy for a society. We all have our roles in society. Most parents want to prepare their kids for the future. Teaching discipline and consistency is a good thing. But Gordy wasn't lazy. He had a talent. He had ability that would be good for society. Even if it was like, oh, well, we're in this situation now where we really need people to do things that are all community oriented. You know, like a war or a crisis or something. Plenty you can do as a writer. He could totally do that. But his dad? Football player. And then you got Denny. I mean, you look at Denny and he was totally into football. So it didn't bother him that much that his father was into it. In fact, it's kind of cool that some of his dad on his side. It happened to be his dad's dream that he's a football player, and maybe he was influenced, but he clearly liked it, so it didn't seem like a burden. In the case of Gordy, he would have liked that type of attention, maybe, who knows, towards writing, and he would have not felt the burden of being pushed at that point because he'd be into it. I don't know. I mean, you guys tell me what you think on that one. But just like Wil Wheaton, Gordy didn't want the role that his parents put on him. Specifically his dad in Gordy's case. So what is the point of shaming him? Like, there's a point you'd be like, okay, fine, I've called you a horrible kid, I wished you were dead, and you're not becoming a football player, so I should probably move on. You know, Wil Wheaton didn't want to act. He was good at acting. Maybe if his parents had backed off some, he would have come around to doing it. But I think what happens when money gets involved, then it's not just the parents, it's the bills, it's the lifestyle, it's the prestige. It's the manager wanting his money. It's the movie companies. They're not letting you quit real easy. It ain't happening. Thanks for watching. This is Gringo Scott, Stories That Teach Us. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave comments. Until next time.
Peace! Yeah, boy.
If you like videos about movies, TV shows, and even documentaries that we actually take and we find out what they can teach us on how to live better lives, or in some cases, what to not do, then you should pick another one of these videos here. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, or look, just subscribe, please.